Is your finger blocking? No. Aloha guys, so we got a great response from our show yesterday, so we're gonna do another one today. We're super stoked. This is quarantine cooking. Today what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you guys it's gonna be two dishes actually. I'm gonna make a dish for Grace and I'm gonna make a dish for us. So if you guys are at home and you have a baby, you can make a dish for them and for your whole family. We're gonna do a carrot and pumpkin soup, okay? So we're gonna do butternut squash, carrots, and it's gonna be spiced with some ginger, coconut. We're gonna put a little bit of curry. It's gonna be really tasty, but don't be intimidated. Don't leave yet because you heard all that. It's gonna be easy. I'll walk you through it. Super simple. We're using butternut squash. This here is a kabocha pumpkin. This grows really well here in Waimea up in Hawaii. This is something you could use if you wanted to make this too. I'm just gonna save this because we like to roast this whole with butter. But this is something you could use. Has very similar flavors to this. So yeah, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna first start by cutting our vegetables. Okay, so now we're gonna start doing our vegetables. I'm gonna show you guys what we do with the butternut squash. So I peeled the butternut squash first, and then you have all of these seeds. We're gonna take these seeds out, okay? And then we're gonna cut it. So with all of these vegetables, guys, this soup is going to be a pureed soup. Now what that means, it's gonna be pureed. It's gonna be blended together. It's just a technical term. So you don't have to actually be really precise with your cuts. You can really do some rough cuts. So I'm gonna show you kind of how I cut the butternut squash when I do this. And then we'll cut most of the vegetables off scene or do some cool montage. It's just, I haven't figured it out yet. But basically, we're gonna cut it into big chunks. So my lovely camera lady would get a little closer in on here so we can get in on this action, this good cutting action. Okay. We have our audience again, making noise. Please show our audience. Okay. So rough cuts. Well, that's a really rough cut. Okay. So just like that, we're gonna do some rough cuts. Now I'm gonna take this. I'm also gonna cut up some celery. Okay. I'm also gonna cut up some carrots. Okay. And we are gonna cut up an onion. And I will put how many of those things we're gonna cut up right here. I'm putting like words here. Okay. Okay, this is a technique. Every time I do like cooking demos or classes or anything like that, for some reason this technique like impresses people more than most of the stuff, and I really don't get it. Super easy, but I want to show you this cool technique. This is how I always mince ginger, okay? Now a lot of times mincing ginger is a pain in the butt. Boom, 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 turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it. Now, if you take your knife and you turn it around and you use the flat part and you go ahead like that, you're getting all the oil. Yeah, ooh, look at that shot, baby, you're good. Getting all that oil out of the garlic. You're mincing it up. I don't have to go back and forth a million times. Now that being said, please, please, please do not cut your finger, because this is the worst time to be going to the hospital right now. If you cut your finger, you're not gonna wanna go to the hospital. So, okay, so here we have all of our vegetables already cut, everything we need. We have butternut squash. We have carrots for Grace's dish. We have chopped up ginger, chopped up garlic. We got some onions, celery, and carrots. Okay, so we have somebody who was very eager to get in on this action, so I figured now we'll do her part of the dish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her carrots. This is just 2 carrots, okay, that we chopped up. We're gonna put it into some water. I'm gonna give her a few pieces of this butternut squash. And we're also gonna put that into the water. We're gonna let that boil and come to a boil and get soft. And when that does come to a boil and get soft, we're going to puree it for you, right, girl? Okay, tell me when you're filming.
I'm filming.
Okay, so we're gonna start getting the soup together now that the most important thing is going, the little one's dish. We're gonna start getting our soup together. So I'm putting a little bit of we're using the fancy avocado oil. You don't have to use the avocado oil if you don't want. It's not too fancy. You can use canola oil. Just don't be using extra virgin or olive oil because it will smoke, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start sauteing all of our vegetables. We're gonna put the onions, carrots, celery, and I know you guys are saying, how am I supposed to make this recipe? You're not telling me how much of everything to put, but it's gonna be in the description right here. Or maybe after, I don't know, let's see. Butternut squash, this is just one of the butternut squashes. We're putting that in there too. Yeah, that's good. Hold on. And we're gonna saute this up. Come in, get a nice close look at this. So we're gonna start to caramelize this. We wanna let it cook. I'm gonna put it on medium, okay? We don't need the whole house rumbling. You don't have to put it on high and blast everything. I know people always want instant gratification, but guys, what else you got better to do right now? Let's cruise, take it easy, take it slow. Let's make this soup worth it, you know? Put some love into it, okay? So now while that's going, the last thing we're gonna add is our ginger and garlic, okay? So this is our minced up ginger and garlic. We're gonna add that to it. Oh man, the smell-o-vision on this thing is crazy. Okay, we're gonna saute this up about 15-20 minutes. So I'm gonna let it slowly start sauteing. As it starts caramelizing, onions are gonna get translucent. There's gonna start getting some color on top of this. It's gonna take about 15-20 minutes for me, but for you guys, it's gonna be done right now. Okay, so now we got everything sauteed, caramelized, ready to go. Now it's time for the next step. Right here we have 8 cups of chicken broth. I'm using chicken broth because I am a 270-pound carnivore, but trust me, vegetable broth in this is actually probably just as good, if not maybe even better, guys. It's really, really tasty. So now what you're saying is, Ippy, this is quarantine cooking. Now you're getting me, making me do vegetable broth? What's the deal? So I had a little trick for you guys. These are all the scraps that we got from everything. This is the peels from the carrots, the ends from the celery, the tops from the celery, a little bit of the ginger, the skins from the onion. You know, this right here, put into a pot, cover with water, boil it down by about half, and you have chicken or vegetable broth. It's simple, it's easy, it's nothing difficult, guys. This can be easy. And then you can use that vegetable broth to saute things. You can use it for other stuff, whatever you want. So technically, I just gave you guys 2 different dishes now, well 3 in one lesson. Okay, we're gonna add our chicken broth. So this is about 8 cups of chicken broth. Okay, we're gonna add that to it. And then while this is gonna be coming to a boil, before it comes to a boil, we're gonna add our spices. Now remember I said this is a spiced carrot and pumpkin soup or butternut squash soup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you what spices we're using. So I'm gonna get my measurements out because usually I don't measure, but this is for you guys, so I wanna make sure you guys know exactly what we're doing. This is our coriander, okay? We're gonna put 2 teaspoons of coriander. 1, 2. This is curry powder, okay? No, yeah. This is cumin. 1 teaspoon.
That is curry powder, my friend. Cumin.
This is cumin. We're gonna use 1 teaspoon of cumin. Don't tell anybody that, okay? This is curry powder. We're gonna use 2 teaspoons of curry powder. And then red pepper flakes, pinch of red pepper flakes. Now we're gonna bring this to a boil again. Sorry, we're gonna have to wait. Let this come to a boil. Let everything get soft. Once the vegetables start getting soft, we'll move on to the next. I want to do Grace's section. Come on, this baby. I want to do Grace's section of the dish. We're gonna start pureeing up her stuff. See, what I did was I took out some of this water that we cooked the vegetables in. I'm gonna leave it on the side. You don't want to get rid of that because when you puree that, you want to add a little bit of that into it. Check it out. So here, check it out. We're pureeing this up. Okay. Come check this out. So you see we have this kind of pureed up a little bit here. From this point, we're gonna let it cool down and then we're gonna put it into these, where'd you put them?
Dish rack.
these cool little things here. You can pour them into individually in here, cover it, and freeze it so that when you do want to serve your baby something, you just pop it out. Now remember, all this is carrots and a little bit of butternut squash. You can add, when you take it to loosen it up a little bit, my wife will add a little bit of breast milk to it. I haven't tasted that technique before. I can't vouch on it, but Grace loves it. Or, you know, you could just add a little bit more filtered water to it if you want to loosen it up a little bit. But that's it. Grace's section is done, and now we were able to make a meal for our baby out of our dinner. So I think that's pretty quarantine cool. And do not get it all over your walls, because now I am in trouble. Okay, and that's the finished product of Grace's dish. So we're gonna let that cool and put that in the freezer. Okay, so now we're ready to puree our soup. As you can see, my beautiful camera lady slash producer slash director has cleared everything out of the way this time, so I don't get carrot and butternut squash everywhere. So I'm gonna just take this immersion blender and blend it. Again, like my wife mentioned earlier, if you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a food processor. You're just gonna have to do half at a time. Don't overfill it. Fill it up halfway, cover it, leave the top part open, and cover it with a rag so it doesn't blow up. The steam and the pressure will pop that top off, and you will hate me and you will never wanna watch these videos again. So I'm not recommending that. So we're gonna go ahead and puree this up, okay? Okay guys, we're almost there. As you saw, it's all pureed up and we're good. Okay, she's playing with the crock pots. So as you can see, this is all pureed. We're gonna add our last step. So what we have here is some fresh coconut milk. Earlier today, I climbed up the coconut tree, snagged the coconut. Okay, you're right, I lie. I did, this is can. So this is 1 can of coconut milk. You can adjust it based on how much you want. You know, you can add 2 cans, 1 can, just depends. I like to add it as I go to kind of and taste to see how I like. So, will my lovely camera woman please come in here for this part? So I'm gonna add a few by the ladle. So I'm gonna add just maybe half of this right here. So what I just added was about 1 can worth of coconut milk. You puree it up. You can see it starts turning beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna add another one. So now I just added about 1.5 cans. Okay. And then we're gonna add a little bit of sweetness to it. Unfortunately right now, this is a shout out to anybody who might be. I'm having a hard time finding local honey right now during this time. So if anybody can find me some local honey, tell me, I'll buy some. But right now we're gonna use this stuff. I'm gonna do about a little bit less than 3/4 cup. I know I'm not measuring, but I'm a pro. If you're at home, please measure. But I'm a pro, so we're gonna do it like this, right, Gracie? So that's about 3/4 cup, right there. And then we're gonna puree that too. Okay, what are you thinking so far, Grace? No, I'm thinking that looks good. The only thing left that we have to do, the only thing that we have to do left is to add some seasoning. So we're gonna add a little bit of salt, we add a little bit of pepper. Obviously, that's gonna be a preference thing. So I have to put it down to have 2 hands with this one. She doesn't like to be put down, so let's see what happens. Again, this is gonna be for flavor. Spoon, scalpel. Okay, I'm gonna puree it up. And then we're gonna taste it. Oh, it's good. It's good. It is super good. Okay, I know. Okay, you wanna check it out too? I think it's amazing. Let my lovely assistant check it out. Okay, I'm gonna come in here and get a close up right before I plate this up. Alright guys, so that's it. We're all finished. I'm gonna show you how we plate it up here. At the restaurants, when I usually plate this up, I'll plate it up with like some rye croutons, a little drizzle of olive oil, some cracked pepper, and then we'll pour it over the bowl. Super fancy. Right now, we're not doing that. We're just keeping it basic. So come on closer and check this out. So we're gonna pour it in here. Look, and look, check out this viscosity. This is what you want when you make this. A lot of times when people make butternut squash soup or carrot soup, it's almost like a puree. You don't want that. You want it to be a soup. Nice and thick, but yet also not, you know, it's not a broth either. Yeah, that's it, guys. We got everything here. We made Gracie some food. We have our carrot, butternut squash, coconut spice bisque. We have some baby carrot and pumpkin soup. What do you want me to do? Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of dark. Maybe we should push it into the
Okay,
light.
there we go. Beautiful, beautiful shot. So guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining in on these. I know we're amateurs. I know these aren't professionals. I know, you know, but it's a fun way to escape. We're really enjoying it. We started a YouTube channel because why not, you know? And yeah, I'm going to keep doing these and having fun, guys. If you have any questions, message me. Let's enjoy these things. Me and Grace are here for you guys. We're here. And I want to thank you guys so much. And we don't know what we're cooking next time, but it'll be great. So, from me and Grace, we want to tell you, mahalo.